Welcome everyone. Today we are drafting again, and I'm going to show you how I've been drafting to trophy. It's been wildly successful draft technique, and I want to share with you my tips so that you can be successful too. Let's jump in and see if we can trophy. So pack one, pick one. My whole goal here is to either pick the best removal early, otherwise pick the best creature power toughness ratio with an ability preferably attached out of the whole pack. So we're really just trying to try and outpower the opponent and ignore synergies altogether. So here we have Rebel Salvo, which is clearly the best card in the pack. 3 mana doing 5 damage. That's hitting technically 2 above its mana ratio. It removes a lot of threats in the game, so I do like Rebel Salvo as the first pick here. Wow, this pack's stacked. There's a lot of good things here. The Armored Scrap Gorger, ramps, 0-3, but the ramp makes it better than its mana ratio. Lattice Blade Mantis is above par for its mana ratio, but I think Ossification takes it because it can get rid of a Planeswalker or a creature for only 2 mana, so it'll probably hit a target well above 2 mana. I'm taking it. Best removal here. Here in this pack, the Skywarden is by far the best value. So we have 5 mana for 5/5, Menace, and Reach. So that's 2 abilities plus a 5/5, which is on par for its mana cost. I would say because of the abilities, it's above par. So definitely the Skywarden is the take here. The Slinger is also a 2/2 for 2, but it does not compare to the Skywarden. So we're definitely going to be taking the Skywarden here. The Paladin is tempting as a 5 mana 4/4 Toxic 2 that can retrieve a creature, but the Furnished Punisher is again on color with what we've already taken, but above rate. So it's a 3/3 for 3 plus Menace. That just makes it an extremely good value for its mana cost. So here, a lot of people would take the Anointer since you're already in red, and there might be a lot of synergies in oil, but it's a synergy-dependent card. Standalone, it's just a 4/2, so if you're not like really good into oil, you're not getting the pings off of it. And then you're left with a subpar 4/2. I actually prefer the Lattice Blade Mantis here quite a bit more. It's a 4 mana 4/3, but really it's a 5/4 Vigilance. It's by far the best card here. We're taking it. I think you'll also notice a pattern of when you take the best card, you're going to end up with a lot of red-green cards just in general. Again here, the Oil Gorger Troll, good synergy. You can draw a card off of it for oil, but you do have to have oil in play. Let's go ahead and take the Skywarden number 2 here since you don't have to have oil, it doesn't rely on anything else, and it's a great standalone card. I will take it every day over the Oil Gorger Troll. Every day. This pack's a little bit weak, so the Injector is an equipment that helps you with Toxic, but again, we are not going for synergies here. We're staying focused on just value. So I'm looking at the Crescendo or the Steward. The Crescendo can get you another card, which is great, but the Steward is a 2/2 for 2, and I think I'm just going to take a 2/2 for 2. The ability, maybe late game with our Menace, can help us out. Here, it's really the Fusling, the Berdici, or the Scamp. The Fusling and the Scamp are both kind of 1/1s for 1, is how I read it. So the Berdici, it's a 5 mana 4/3 Vigilance, but when I re-equipped it to something with Menace, it becomes a real powerhouse. I'm going to take it over the other 2 that I'm not really thrilled about taking 1/1s in this set. Red's very open. You could take the Prism, you could take the Finisher here. Finisher relies on equipment synergies, so I'm not a big fan. Because there's nothing here, I'm just going to rare draft. Do myself a little favor and get a rare card here for my collection. It's between a 2-drop 3/1 or another Lattice Blade Mantis. I'm going to go ahead and take the 3/1 since I'm lacking some early game and I've got a lot of late game. No brainer, the Splitter here is better than those other red cards. Perfect, a Hazardous Blast is a wonderful late game trick to win you the game. I'm going to go ahead and just take the land here. Probably not play it, let's just put it in the sideboard. And it's a no pick. We're going to put it in the main deck since we still don't know whether we're going to play white or not. Okay, Melira is technically on color. It's a 3/3 for 2. That's well above rate. I'm very happy to see it. Chimney Rabble is 3 damage, haste, plus 4 power in total for 4 mana. It's a good value. It grabs my attention. I'm hoping it wheels. But here I'm going to take the Scrap Gorger since I have so many 4 and 5 drops. I would like the ramp, and a 2 mana 0/3 that eventually turns into a 3/3 is really good, especially since it also ramps us. Wow, okay. So this is a tough choice. I think Urbrask Forge is definitely the take. It has the most long-term value. But the Canker Bloom is also really good, and I'm very disappointed we're missing out on this Canker Bloom. Maybe the Engraver wheels, if we're really lucky here. But Urbrask Forge is definitely the take here for me. Yeah. So, this is a tough one. So, the 2/2 for 2 Steward is very tempting here because, like I said, it's on par value. It's straight up. The Incubation Sac has a longer game value, and it gives us a turn 1 play and something to do when our mana is open late game. I'd say the sack has more value long term, even though you're paying 4 mana for 3/3s, which I do not like. But it is the take here because we don't have any 1-drops, and we can just hopefully drop that on turn 1 and let it sit there for later value, the same way we let the equipment be late value. This is kind of a no-brainer for me. I'm going to take Infectious Bite. It's premium removal, and like I said, when you have the debate between a creature or a premium removal, I take the removal. Alright. The best card here, if you want to be aggressive, is probably the Chimney Rabble, but I'm kind of hoping at least one of these Chimney Rabbles wheel, since I saw a previous Chimney Rabble. I'm very tempted here instead to take the Predation removal spell. Now, it's a subpar removal spell. It's not the best, but because I have above power toughness creatures in general, it should be able to kill anything that hits the board a turn after or on turn with my creature power toughness. So it does increase in value. And with that removal spell, I think I'm pretty confident cutting the white. We don't necessarily need the ossification as good as it is. It's hard to lose it, but Predation is enough removal for us to be able to go forward without white. Lattice Blade Mantis or Free from Flesh are what I'm looking at here. Now, the Lattice Blade Mantis did wheel last pack, even though we didn't take it. Free from Flesh is a premium combat trick in this format. I like it more than the Mantis here. We have good creatures, we just need some combat tricks to fill in. I'm going to take Free from Flesh. I will take Engraver number 1 over Steward number 2. I just think that the rummage on it makes it slightly better than the Steward. I'm more likely to activate it, and a 1/3 does block for a little bit. The Blazing Crescendo is probably the easy take here. You can draw a card off it, basically. It's a good trick, and like I said, we need tricks. I am going to cut it, though, because the 2 mana cost is sometimes too high of a tax. The Chimney Rabble did wheel, and I am very happy. I'm scooping that up immediately. So we got the 2 highest values out of our first pack. I was hoping for better cards to wheel here, but that's okay. You don't always get it. None of these are going to be playable. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Atlas in case we want to splash ossification or in case we want to ramp. I think any of these are fine. I'm probably not going to play any of them. I'd rather probably take the 1/1 for 1 here just to try and fill in my curve a bit more since I only have 2 1-drops at the moment and none of them make a creature right away. We can just take any card here. I'm not going to play any of these probably, so we'll just put it in the sideboard. Okay, nothing here. Into the sideboard with you too. Our deck's looking really good. 18 cards. They're all really high quality here. Our sideboard even looks really good. I mean, ossification could still come in. Ooh, Last Pick Skull Bomb is actually pretty tempting. I'm going to put that in my main deck with the Forge. It would be pretty spicy. Great pack 3. I'm going to go ahead and take the Canker Bloom. I am debating the Hexgold Slash. Premium removal usually comes above a creature in my mind. So usually the Hexgold Slash would go above the Canker Bloom. But because the Canker Bloom is removal by being able to destroy artifacts or enchantments and a creature that hits above rate, it's just too good to ignore. I'm really sad we missed out on the other one. I'm going to grab it here and say thank you for the Canker Bloom. I'm happy to pick this one. This is a tougher choice. Restoration has rebuy value, but it's slow. I'm actually looking at Volt Charge or Tyvar's Stand. Tyvar's Stand is extremely efficient and effective at protecting your creatures for only 1 mana. And I do have creatures I like to protect, but the Volt Charge does proliferate and do damage and removal. I'm going to take it over the Trick. Wonderful pick 3 here. Another Rebel Salvo. I don't think there's anything else in this pack that comes close. I'm going to take it. And just like that, we have a really good deck here. I do think the Skull Bomb might not make the final cut. Ooh, goodies. I will play 3 Skywardens. They're that good of a card. 5 mana, 5/5, Menace, Reach is so far above rate, it's not even funny. And I'm okay with ignoring more of the 2-drops in order to make sure that my top end is really scary. Quick Slam. Cinderslash Ravager is the take. I'm not even going to look at the rest of the cards. 5/5, Vigilance, 6 mana, plus does 1 damage to your enemies. Too good. Another Free from Flesh is a perfect combat trick to pick up. Now we can start cutting some things. I think Ruthless Predation is a maybe cut here. Subpar removal, like I said from the beginning when we took it. But it is still removal. It could still come back in the deck. It depends what we pick up in our last picks here. I want to have in this build a flatter curve, so to speak. I know it's kind of unusual to say for this set. Like, a lot of people load the 1 and 2 drop spot. I kind of like it to be flatter. Oh, Furnish Punisher. Look at that. 3/3 Menace. Yeah, for 3. Let's do it. Great value. We can now start cutting things that are lesser value. This looks really good. I could see a world where we bring a Batter Fist back in, we cut the Skull Bomb, or we bring Predation back in, we cut the Skull Bomb. But roughly this is what I'm looking at. And like I said, I like playing the flat curve. So when I play value in this set, I actually want equal plays pretty much across the entire spending line. And I want my top end to be about 5 mana cost. But I don't want to skimp on my top end. I think in this set, if you can start dropping a 5-drop, followed by another 5-drop, followed by another 5-drop, it's pretty hard for you to lose the game. Here we have some choices. Another Free from Flesh, a second Hazardous Blast, or we can just take Lattice Blade Mantis number 2. Lattice Blade Mantis number 2 is just too good, too tempting, and it fills up our top end really strong. I think I'm just going to take the Mantis here. We could cut the Splitter because we took the second Mantis, because now a 4/2 is looking pretty weak compared to a 5/4 Vigilance. The Skull Bomb probably needs to go, and I don't know. We could consider the Splitter. I like the Splitter because of the Menace that we have. I do want to bring it back. Like I said, I don't like to skimp on my top end in this set. We're not going to play the Gorger Troll, so it just goes in the sideboard. But yeah, I don't like to skip on that top end. I do think the top end wins games in this set. I've had a lot of success running a flat curve when I do this kind of draft where I'm not going for synergies, I'm just going for brute power. Nahiri's Sacrifice is not really something I want to play, but I could. It's sideboardable. Our 1/1 for 1 is looking very weak. In fact, I might bring back in a Barfist, or I could just take this one and put it in. It's looking pretty much like the deck. I think we could still bring in some more removal if we wanted. Let's go to the deck building process and see how we like to configure it. I mean, this could be the deck right here. I don't think we need to touch it too much. It's a perfect flatline curve, which is kind of what I want. It's ever so slightly skewed to the 2-drop and 3-drop level, but like I said, I found when you take value cards in this set, don't skimp on that high end just because it's a fast set. You will be rewarded with just dominant cards that can't be beat on the battlefield. I love how much Menace we have going on. We actually do have quite a bit of oil synergy even though we weren't going for it, which makes the Batter Fist even more awkward. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut something or I just want to cut a land. Because we have such high top end, it's very tempting to say I don't want to cut a land, but we do have the Armored Scrap Gorger, which basically is half a land. I count it as half. So right now we're at like 17 and a half lands, and I feel like I'd rather be mana screwed than mana flooded in this set because there's so much pressure to keep adding to the board throughout the entire game. I am really tempted to cut the barbed Batterfist, though. It just doesn't fit. You know, the 3/1's just, it doesn't seem good enough. Like, if we're going for just value, no synergies. It needs to be a great standalone card. It's a good card, but is it great? You know? It's debatable. Would I rather just have a 1/1 with haste that can swing in for one turn and chip in and still die to the same spells? Maybe not. Maybe I just do bring in the Batterfist. I don't value 1-drops as highly as a lot of people do in this set. For a trick, I love the 1-drop tricks. I love the 1-drop removal. But for a creature, would I rather go into the Skull Bomb and make my other oil creatures better? That certainly has more synergy. Maybe I'm just supposed to play the Ruthless Predation. Maybe I'm supposed to go heavier on removal. The Predation will allow me to swing in more easily because I do want to be aggressive and swing in almost every turn with this deck, especially with Menace. If I can remove a creature, it makes me unblockable. Maybe the Skull Bomb goes because we don't really want to care about synergy and we need to remove creatures with the Predation. And then the Batterfist stay on the side. I do like that. I think this is the best individual cards we could possibly be running. The Rebel Salvos are just so good. Double Rebel Salvos. Dominant. But yeah. This is it, right? These are objectively the single individually best cards we could do. Let's go ahead and go to the games and see how dominant we can be with it. So that's my secret for the set. I don't think there's anything wrong with just taking the strongest mana value card in the pack. I like the curve out here. I like the top end cards. I like the mana. Looks good. Let's keep it. Let's go. That's a very good card. We did not see one of those in our draft. The Engraver should be able to stop it, though, unless they have removal, which they should, if they're playing a good deck, have removal here. Tap land. Woo. Yep. I'm actually okay with them using their salvo on our 1/3 instead of our 5/5, so... We're only down 2 life, 4 life total, and we're about to start chain casting some pretty big creatures, bringing out 3... Well, there's a Koth. Chain casting, bring out 3/3s, followed by 5/5s. So, this is where this deck should turn, but Koth is, I'm not going to lie, a pretty big issue. If I put out the Steward and he drops a mountain down, it's just dead. I don't like it, but maybe the best move here is to just make a 3/3 with the sack for 4 mana. We could do Steward plus Infectious Bite, though, and get rid of the token and accept that Koth is probably just going to kill the Steward. There's too many good creatures they can drop next turn. I think I'm just going to make a 3/3. And avoid removal unless they play it from their hand. Okay. Punished. Steward plus Bite would have been better than that. The uptick on the Koth is not good. I don't have a way to actually kill the Koth at the moment. Oh, they would have been able to Predation with the Cackler instead. Didn't matter. We weren't punished. I am going to run out the 5/5. I can't kill the Koth. I don't want to use the Volt Charge yet. Look, if the Koth down ticks and does the ultimate, it's bad, but they're nearly out of cards in their hand and they won't be able to go fetch mountains, so we can put a stop to the bleeding. They'd have to top deck mountains at that point. We can Volt Charge it dead if they do the ultimate. That's our best situation here. I need to stop the creatures on the board from killing me. And the best way I can do that is with my 5/5 menace and putting some pressure on the board here. Next turn we'll be able to double cast. They did ultimate, so we will be able to volt charge the Koth next turn, which is really good. It's really bad they put the Mantis out though. I guess we can infectious bite the Mantis. Yeah, they double casted themselves. Well, they're almost out of resources. I'm pretty confident that if we volt charge the Koth off the battlefield and then we put enough creatures down, we could stabilize here and come back. I don't think we're that far off from it. So I do want to bite the Mantis before they have a chance to pump it up with some silly pump spell. Because their mana's tapped this turn. It's just safe. Let's do that right now because it's safest. I could do it as a combat trick, but I just don't want to risk it. Volt charge the Koth. And I'm going to sit back because we are in a bad position still. It's not that bad though. Like I said, I think we can really turn the corner here. Yeah, they didn't put down anything super strong, so you know, the Steward plus Incubation Sac is going to stabilize this board. And yeah, we're at 13, but you know, we're in a decent spot. Do I want to trade here? My 5/5 is keeping a lot of creatures from attacking. I don't think I want to trade. Furnace Punisher is great draw. Yeah, let's just make 2 3/3s. Those 3/3s kind of stabilize the board on their own. I don't think they'll just win in one hit. I am going to apply pressure by attacking in. If I don't attack in ever, I will never win this game, so. They top decked a red land. It's worse. They top decked a Koth. Well, we're dead in 2 turns. We might be dead this turn. Are we dead this turn? They go to face. They do 4. They swing in. We're not quite dead. Who has double Koth? I mean, that is like one of the only things that guarantees to beat us here. Otherwise, we could have just chipped in with our 5/5 menace and our 3/3 menace and probably won in 2 or 3 turns. So nobody should get double Koth and limited ever. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna attack in because I don't care at this point. Hopefully they'll block, make a mistake. I wouldn't block if I was them. Oh my gosh, they're blocking. I think this is questionable. I mean, yeah, I guess the Koth does win. They're just really blindfolded, like, I'm only going to win with Koth here. But they can win with their creatures instead of Koth. I'm not sure I would give up all my creatures just for Koth. Okay. Well, I guess I'm taking the one that can do damage. And I guess I'm taking, what, both of those? Yeah, I'm taking both of those. That's fine. And, yeah. Fine. I mean, they win with the uptick of Koth still. But, like, man, what if I had, like, an exile target Planeswalker card? I don't, but what if I did, and you just traded your whole army for that? Well, I'm not sure how you beat double Koth when you are behind and on the draw. On the draw, double Koth. Okay, well, I suppose double Koths happen occasionally. Not really. It's kind of depressing. That just shouldn't happen. That's absolutely ridiculous. It hurts. We had stabilization without that second Koth landing. Anyway, this hand looks good. It's it just needs a land, you know? The Forge is great, the Punisher's great, Predation's great. You know? I'm not gonna mulligan it. I'm gonna keep it, and hopefully we draw a land and put a Punisher down on turn 3 or Forge down on turn 3 and start rolling. Canker Bloom was a good draw. Gives us something to put down on turn 2. Black, huh. Well, that's a combo you don't see too often. Okay. Hazardous Blast can take care of all of those 1/1s. Okay. Alright, there's the land. Forge or Punisher? Punisher stabilizes better, but Forge, I don't know. The earlier you get it out, the better it is. So let's just go aggressive, even though they hit us for 3 already. I think we can, with Hazardous Blast, we can still outrace them. I don't think that's a huge issue. Head Cleaver. Okay. Well, I guess we put out, well, we could use Free from Flesh if they block with the Head Cleaver here. Yeah, we're going to do that. Unfortunately, we can't kill all the 1/1s this turn as well, but we can put out the Punisher as a follow-up. Oh, wait, what? What? Did I misclick? I misclicked. Okay, well. That was pretty big whoopsie. Okay. I guess we'll attack in with the Forge, and this time we're not going to misclick. Punisher plus Predation on the rat, maybe? Yeah, and then I can block a 1/1. And hopefully we can get this under control. We could save it. They could have a really big creature that comes out here. That's a very big creature that came out. Okay, so we're going to take, what, 7? Block the 2/2. What? I'll just take 4. Why didn't they attack with everything? Okay, let's concentrate on us. Hazardous Blast gets rid of a multitude of our issues. I'm gonna attack in first and see what they do. But I wonder if maybe we should just... I think I'm going to play out the Skywarden. It's a little bit more risky. They didn't attack with everything last turn. They probably won't do it again. And I really... If we draw one more land, we can do Predation plus Blast. And hopefully this 3/3 and 5/5 is just too scary for them to want to attack in. Good, that does almost nothing. But if, well, no, they have no, they don't have lethal. They can get us down to 2. Okay, now they have lethal. They just need to give haste to the edifice. They didn't give haste. Okay, well, I made a mistake, but then they just made a mistake too, so I guess that evens us out. I will block the 4/5. And I think we have lethal next turn. Forge plus Hazardous Blast plus Skywarden Menace is lethal. They're out of cards in their hand. They won't be able to block. That's 10 damage. Yep, that's gonna be good game. We didn't even need our Predation. I feel bad. They definitely missed lethal. But we also didn't put our 3-3 out when we could have because we misclicked. So, messy game. Let's go to a better game and get out of this mess. Strange hand for us, but it's perfect. I mean, who needs the green land if you don't have green creatures? Forge into Rabble into Skywarden. GG. And they just played a tap land, so I'm not even worried that our first play is on turn 3, and it's not even a creature. There is a green creature. Well, we will draw a forest eventually, I am sure. Graver stops us for a bit. There's the forest. That's pretty good. Now we'll just get the forge rolling. I will attack. You know, you'd be surprised. Even though my mana's tapped, there are some people who just don't block. And, you know, just forcing them to click the block button is... Sometimes you can force mistakes. It's not a bad strategy. Wonder if we should use a trick next turn to get their blockers, or we should just go for Rabble plus Forge, or we could go with Mantis. I guess the more aggro thing to do since they took this turn off would be the Rabble. We can really push a board presence here. Black is concerning. Well, we could do Scrap Gorger plus Free from Flesh, or we can just do Rabble. I think I like Rabble. 3 damage plus the Forge coming at you, plus the token. Now that black kind of hit the board, like, I'm worried about Vraska's Fall, so if I can get that 1/1 out there, it kind of protects my big bodies from Vraska's Fall a bit better. So we're playing around Vraska's Fall here, but they can either lose their creature and take 2, or they can block the 2/1 and take 3. They'll probably block the 2/1, yep. But 3 damage, and for us, our plan worked. Next turn, worst case scenario, we drop a Mantis. That sounds awesome. Best case scenario, we drop a Skywarden. Still sounds awesome. What are they holding priority for? Oh, Rummage. Got it. Okay. I was a little bit confused for a second, but then I was like, yeah. Having to get rid of their Volt Charge. I don't know if that's the right card to discard in this situation. It hits the Chimney Rabble. It gives your Graver another Scry. I mean, I know you're in trouble, but Volt Charge is not a bad spell with a Chimney Rabble on the board. Hopefully they won't regret binning that one. A little bit scary. I mean, what do they have in their hand that's so much better? That's worrisome. If they drop double Koth, I'm just gonna quit. I'm so serious. If they're thinking about dropping a Koth, I might just rage quit. Yeah. Jace would be pretty bad too. I don't know what they're thinking about for so long, but they have to have a good card. Well, okay, so they had double Volt Charge. They ditched 1, but they kept 1. Okay. Well, let's move the combat since nothing has haste. Just swing in with the 3/1, see if they block. No blocks. Good. We're way ahead here. I think I'm gonna do the Mantis. The Scrap Gorger could ensure that the Skywarden comes out next turn, but you know what? The Mantis still swings in for 5. No, it's not Menace, but it's still 5 damage. It's huge body, and I'm totally fine with it. They're gonna drop something like an Archfiend, a Jace. They have double red. Koth's not off the board. There's a Koth! No! If you have 2 of them, I promise I'm just gonna lose it. This better be the only Koth you have, because if this is the only Koth you have, fine. But if you have double Koth, we're gonna have a discussion game. Okay, let's see. The Forge is gonna come up. It's gonna be 4 damage. Yeah. Attacked face, attacked Koth. Infectious bite, pre-blockers. Yeah. Okay. Free from flesh plus infectious bite means we can put Koth down no matter what. I don't think we need to do both. No, yeah, one can go to face. Which one do I want face? I guess trample to face, yeah. Sure. And Mantis to Koth. Yeah. The goblin actually can attack too. It's protected here. We're gonna be removing their blocker anyway, so let's get that one extra damage in. We'll make it vigilance just in case they have like a strider that comes out next turn or something crazy. And it also dances around any pump up spell they might have. Or infectious bite just doesn't do enough damage. I'm gonna let that resolve. I don't really care about that. This is why we went to face with the token that had 1 defense. Removing Koth is much more of my priority. They can't blow this up. I will free from flesh to actually deal the final blow, plus give it longer time to have vigilance. Very nice. And we can scrap Gorger here. Sure. I'm gonna eat the Koth next turn. I don't know if there's a way to get planeswalkers back, but I guess if they're playing green, there is. How much of a meme would that be if they drop another Koth here? And like the game just decided, Arena was like, well, your deck's so good, we're just gonna make you play double Koth opponents every time. Even if they dropped like a Jace here, I would just, I don't know. Or Vraska, they could drop a Vraska, they have black. Ugh. Oh, please let me win this game. It feels so far ahead, yet so far behind. They're thinking for a very long time. Fusling. This is why I don't like little 1/1s. Mobilizer will slow me down, but I don't think it's going to be enough to actually prevent me from hitting significant damage every turn. So let's just move to combat. I can't give him vigilant. No. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I think I'm just gonna attack with both, actually. They want to block with their Fusling, my 1/1 goblin. I think I'm okay at this point for that. You know? It's a decent trade. Nope. They're gonna take 6. Let's tap. Guess we should do red. Let's go get the Koth away. Just as a precaution. Double Koth last time was just such a... I guess a scar was left from that experience, you could say. Well, we have lethal next turn. They're gonna have to do significant things this turn. I don't think they have it. They attack with their Fusling, I'm not blocking. Well, that buys them another turn, technically. Right? Yeah, we'd have to draw like a removal. Because they're going to tap down something worth 5. Yeah, so they bought themselves 1 more turn. That's fine. Funny enough, the 1/1 trample still kills the Fusling. They're gonna have to chump block here. This is still lethal coming at them. I guess I should make it lethal. I'm debating whether I should save my counters, but I don't think I should. Okay. Trick? Sure. I'm okay with that. And with the Axiom Engraver, we still present lethal next turn, do we? No, it's close. They bought themselves 2 more turns with the mobilizer. Ugh, slow. Okay, there's a Furnace Strider. That'll buy some time as well. I do want to eat something out of their grave. Let's go get maybe a spell in case they can get spells back. Let's get the Sneer since it blew up our forge. Okay, yeah, that's GG's. Not this turn, but next turn. This is what I'm trying to say is, like, in the draft, when I was talking about if you can just start dropping 5/5s with Menace or in Reach and whatever. And chain casting 5-drops, you know, Mantises, Skywardens. So many people right now play an aggro deck. So if you can put them to a halt and then just bring out fatty after fatty after fatty after fatty, it just... their creatures usually just can't compare. Now, this person's playing a Furnace Strider, which is one of the bigger creatures, but is it as big as Skywarden? No. It isn't. So, does it have Menace? No. Sure doesn't. Still quality, but, you know, this double Skywarden's going to kill them because they can't tap down both, and even though that's now going to be a 5/6, it just doesn't matter because of the Menace. So, good stuff. Well, yeah, man. Well, that'll buy them, what, another turn? No, it doesn't, because our Scrap Gorger is going to be a 3/3 next turn. Okay. I think we have lethal next turn. Do we? It's close. Well, yeah, that'll that'll be lethal. I don't think we had lethal this turn. But now we do, for sure. Yep. Good stuff. Can't believe they had a cough. So this is not keepable. 4 mana, 6 mana, 5 mana, 4 mana, 3 mana, 2 lands, and my opponent's on the play. This is not much better. I'm going to get rid of the Ravager and be sad about it. And right now it's a 6 mana cost, and I think I'd rather have the 5 mana for easier to cast. First play is on turn 3. Let's hope we are not playing against somebody super fast, because I'm not sure how long a Furnace Punisher and a Rebel Salvo can last. The Infectious Bite will help stabilize for sure if the Furnace Punisher does not get removed. Let's hope they're not playing artifacts. It's a big flyer. Would have preferred a creature over a trick there, but that's okay. They're not getting too much damage in. I think we will stabilize and be in a really good spot here. Drake is good. Whoa! Where is this guy going? Are we serious? He just took all the oil counters off that raptor. That was an unusual play. I guess I could attack in. If they double block, I just pump up with Free from Flush. They did not block. Huh. I guess we hold open Rebel Salvo and say go. That's fine. They're setting up. That's an okay spell. It's not great. They're still only going to hit for what? 3 damage this turn? It's not bad at all. I wonder, though, if we should just get rid of the Drake or the synthesizer here. I guess we should wait and see what the Veil targets, and then we can just get rid of whichever one that is, because the Skywarden is going to take care of the flyers, so I'm not too worried about the flyers, especially since we also have Infectious Bite. I kind of want to Rebel Salvo the synthesizer, even though, like, it's only 1 damage that's going to hit us. We could Infectious Bite it. That's probably safer. Infectious Bite, save the salvo. Yeah. And if they want to swing in for 3, fine. They have 1 card left. I love our odds here. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just attack in first, yeah. There's really no point in leaving anybody back. It's not like I can block the flyer with 3/3 anyway. And boom! Deal with it. Yeah, that's not gonna be good enough for you. Oh boy. Trick in hand. Mantis to come out next. 2 tricks. We could just salvo before combat, but I just feel like we should just combat and then free from flesh and salvo and just wreck them. Swing in with all of it. Okay. I mean, I'm tempted to let this resolve, but I think I'll just use free from flesh here. Sad that it won't go to the Mantis, but I don't think the Mantis needs the extra counters. This game isn't going to last that much longer, is it? Probably not. And then we can Mantis this turn, and then our opponent's like super dead. Yep, and they know it. Nice quick victory there. I don't think we've had any 2 drops down on the board. Well, that's not true. Game 1 we did get a 2 drop down. Yeah, I think most... That was my first retrofitter. I think most of our hands have like started at 3 drops. We've just been like 3 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, 5 drop, 5 drop. So... clearly it can work. We are on the play. Woo, finally. And it's a good hand. How can we lose? We don't put a creature down until turn 4, but Rebel Salvo, turn 3. Into Chimney Rabble, into Skywarden. What could go wrong? I guess if we don't draw lands, it could go wrong. And we just keep drawing free from fleshes. I'm not gonna Rebel Salvo 1/1. Are we serious? Well, we did get a land, that's good. I'm not salvoing the 1/1. It can hit me for 1. Don't care. Rabble's coming out next turn. They could have a counter target spell. Oh, no, they don't. I think I'll salvo that, though. Like, just for mana efficiency, salvo it, and then we can swing in for our Chimney Rabble. It opens up the Chimney Rabble to a good attack this turn coming up here. We'll charge. Alright. I would love more land and creatures at this point. But what you gonna do? Just a little 1/1. Alright. Well, I guess we swing with both. Right? They have a trick. Let's let them use it. Well, that's a good trick, but I have one of those as well. I guess I should save my creatures since I haven't got a lot of creatures to draw. There was some temptation to Volt Charge instead of Free from Flesh there, but I think the combat trick's perfectly acceptable. And now I will Engraver. Got more cards up there, for sure. They will Engraver as well. There's land. I actually really like that. And I'll just swing in with my Chimney Rabble, I think, to start. We could... There is some temptation to Volt Charge. But I think just swinging in is better here. Good. Skywarden. Yep. We're looking pretty good. Okay. That card can be problematic in the wrong deck, and blue-red does have a lot of oil. Double Skywarden. Okay. I will attack in. Yeah. We have double trick open. Feeling pretty confident. I think since I'm going to use my tricks to kill the golem, I'm going to order the golem second in case they can save it here. And they do. Let's see. If we give our guy +2/+2, does it kill both still? Yes. Yes, it would. Is that worth it? Probably. Yeah. I think I do want to go for killing both. So I am going to use a double trick here to kill both. It's worth it. They had double trick as well. Deserves a nice. Okay, well. All our resources are spent now. So that's fun. We did get their Engraver off the battlefield. It's a shame the Golem lives. We both had to spend an outrageous number of cards to have that work out. Glider is a bomb, but our non-rare Skywarden actually is very effective against it. So we have another Skywarden here that we're going to just drop in Shatter Dreams. And I'm going to Engraver away this land, I think, during our opponent's turn. Yeah, that Skywarden just puts a dead halt to things, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Well, let's go for it pre-combat in case they have another trick so we don't get blown up again. Well, no. What are the odds they have double trick again? Okay. Well, that's not a trick, but that does change what I do. They're going to tap down my Skywarden. I still think I should Infectious Bite. But maybe not. Maybe I should just play out the Mantis. It's very close. I can't swing in. I think I'm just going to develop the board and then take 4 in the air because we're still ahead. And then we'll Infectious Bite as a combat trick next combat when we swing in. Splitter's fine. Yeah, we're gonna lose 2 creatures. They'll lose at least 2 or 3 creatures in exchange. I think it's gonna be worth it. It's not exactly the best attacks for us. We're gonna rummage away this mountain. It's risky. Depending on how they block, the chimney rabble could not trade. It just dies straight out. But if the chimney rabble dies, it means that the Skywarden's being more effective. They only have 1 red up. Can they save everything from infectious bite if they double block? No. Can they kill the mantis and the Skywarden? No. Okay. We're gonna go for it. They can kill our mantis, they can kill our rabble, but they won't be able to kill our Skywarden. That's probably the only thing that matters with dragon wings on the board. I just don't want to sit around and let them re-equip endlessly. We gotta clear their board as much as possible. So, I guess we're gonna end up killing both anyway. We'll try and infectious bite the cat, I suppose. We'll order the dragon wings front and center. Okay. So, they're down to only 1 creature, which is kind of what we wanted. Hex Gold slash post-combat kind of stinks. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, the cat would have still done enough damage. Ooh, Canker Bloom is one of the best draws we could have had. So I'm not going to blow up the dragon wings. Even though that's kind of the biggest problem we have. I'm going to blow up the creature it's attached to. So I'm going to blow up the golem. It clears the board. If they bring out another creature, fine. But they've just been tons of tricks. And I just, you know, pushing 4 damage here is a big deal. And they now have to put another creature down to be able to equip it. And if they don't, yeah. And like I said, if they don't, then they don't have it. I don't know if I want to rummage away predation or not. I think... Kitty cat. Okay, well now I'm definitely not going to rummage away predation. Do I need to attack in this turn? I suppose not. Do I need to kill the creature before they attach? Yes. No creature. That's fine. I'm okay with the Volt Charge there. I will rummage instead of dealing an extra damage. Let's get something good. That's really good. Now, unless they have like Lethal Demolition or something, the Skywarden just can't be blocked. Yeah, that's a good game. Alright. Yep. GG. That was a fun match. And they had some pretty cool cards. The glider is really good. This is good. I mean, it's a little risky. But how do I turn in double Skywarden, Ravager, Forge? I don't think I do. Good. I just need that 3rd land. I think Forge can do a lot of work until we get the Skywardens down. Another land draw. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So they have a lot of pressure here. Luckily, if they block, we can kind of get them here. If they don't block, we can still get them with the predation. I suppose we'll know. We couldn't have done it pre-combat. I was about to say, maybe we should have done it pre-combat. The token would have been on the battlefield. Alright, that'll soften it to only 3 damage. We will take a toxic. Oh, that's fine. And we will have a free from flesh battle trick to follow up. I like seeing Cultivator and Long Legs. Both of those are just kind of hand dump desperations. So they're playing a low to the ground. Traditional, nice. Another red land, perfect. Ravager here is not bad. It only kills 1 creature on their side of the board, but it is a 5/5 vigilance. I'm going to swing in first. And I think I am going to do the Ravager just to get the toxic off the board. Because then they won't really have a good reason to tack in if there's no toxic creature, right? But yeah, no, they're playing a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops to have the low curve so that you're on the board early, yada yada yada, what everybody says is popular, right? So this is an exact example of how I delayed. I had a turn 3 play, my turn 4 play was just removal. And then now I'm just going to start spamming 5-drops. And I don't think there's a way for their board to catch up to this. Like, period. End of story. So Skywarden hits the board here, and I don't think they can stabilize against this. I don't think their hand has it. Even if they drop like a Rot Priest here, they're just done. Battle Share, that's a huge card. Again, I have Free from Flesh in my hand. They don't know this, but yeah, they're done. I'm gonna attack in with everything and basically super dead. I'm just gonna go ahead and blow up their 6/6. And they quit. Good stuff. This is the best hand maybe we've seen all day. Turn 1, 2, and 3 play with the mana to support it. Can I believe my eyes? And we're on the play? Say it ain't so. Been on the draw a lot this round. It's nice to be on the play. I don't think I want to offer my Kinker Bloom quite yet. I don't think it's a trade I'm not willing to make. I think at some point the Kinker Bloom could trade with the Steward and be fine. Wow, mirror. Yeah, I think here I actually might just attack with everything and offer a genuine trade. Because we have the Mantis to follow up. And the Steward right now can make the Punisher 5/5 menace, which I do not like. So let's go ahead and just put the Mantis out so they know, like, hey, this is going to be a trade. Maybe they're more likely to trade. I do want them to trade here. Make no mistake. So if I didn't want them to trade, I wouldn't play the Mantis out. But if I do want them to trade, I want to enter it, like, as in a goodwill. See, my mana's tapped. You're going to get your trade. So they did exactly what I wanted them to do, but I also kind of go to them into it saying, you know, look, this is a good trade. You know, you're not going to get blown up. Block. Please do. Predation is a good card for them, but it's okay. 4 damage. And we have an equal board, and they have a few cards more. But I do have the sack, which is good value. Let's attack him for 3, put out another Punisher. We won't be able to block this turn, but we are winning the mana battle. And as you know, we have about a bajillion 5/5s we could draw into, so odds are would be pretty good. Crescendo, that hurts. Yeah, hello. Okay, that's 10 damage. I mean, that's fine. There's a 5/5 that we could draw into. I think I can afford to attack with 1. Now they can blow up the Furnished Punisher, let's say, with a spell, or the Cinder Slash, and I can't block, but if they do that with their mana, they're not going to be hitting me for 6 on top of it. So I'll double block if given the opportunity here. But I think still swinging in for 3 is the right call. They did not attack. Why are they saying hello? It's very annoying. I actually think we're in really good shape, even though we bricked there with land. This is lethal. If I attack in with everything, they have to block. They're going to lose one of their creatures. And if they want to kill, like, my Ravager or anything else, I get to take their Punisher with them. And then all of a sudden they don't have Menace. So yeah, we need to kill the Punisher because the Menace is the only thing that can really kill us at this point. I'm okay that my Ravager is gone. And we can make a 3/3 with the sack as a blocker for the Plague Nurse. And now we basically are presenting lethal for next turn. There's very few combination of cards they could have here that would win it with the Plague Nurse. That's not it. You still can't block enough. Oops. Yep. Oops. They overextended. They shouldn't have double tricked when nobody was blocking just to push more damage. I think that was a little bit too aggressive on them, and they probably realized it. They should have saved it for defensive purposes or combat trick purposes when people were blocking. Take creatures with them. Well, we're up to 6 wins. One more win and we trophy. And like I said, I've been drafting this style for a while for this set now. Just using the mana value measure of what card I should take. And it's just been wildly successful. Scrap Gorger makes this keepable for sure. That's our red land. It's actually a deceptively good curve out, since we technically have 4 mana and plays on 2, 3, and 4. And even a 5-drop to follow it up if we can get another red land. Don't remove my Scrap Gorger. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Splitter is the right choice here, because if they do remove our Scrap Gorger, at least we got 1 creature out on the board first to present another threat. And 4 damage is quite a lot when your opponent's only sitting at 2 mana. What are they gonna do here? Okay. I am tempted. Oh, that's a very good draw for us. Well, now we could do Skywarden. Or we could Rebel Salvo or Infectious Bite. Infectious Bite, the convert, push 4 damage, and then hold open Rebel Salvo or Volt Charge for whatever they drop next. Yeah? Because, like, we want something in their grave for our Scrap Gorger to get bigger. It's kind of part of my thought process is that puts it in the grave, plus we push 4 damage this turn. I think playing out the Skywarden would have been fine there too, but oh, they're gonna sack their Skull Bomb anyway. If they hadn't sacked their Skull Bomb, we would have not had anything in the grave for them to get. So I feel like we can remove whatever they put down here. So as long as they don't remove one of our creatures, yeah, we're good. I'm gonna Volt Charge to get the extra counter on the Scrap Gorger. Let's eat the convert. Wow, double Salvo. That's so gross. Let's swing in for 4, and then I think we're going to play out our Skywarden. Just too powerful, right? And then we can eat another creature. Sure. They are playing green, so restoration is a thing. That Raptor is not going to be enough. I think I will salvo that just to push in 9 guaranteed damage here. Do not have a problem with doing that. Actually, that's just lethal, isn't it? It's not. It's more than 9 damage. Yeah, it's lethal. I could have removal. Okay. They do. We can... but it's not lethal at this point. Do I want to do it? Yeah, I do. Double rebel salvo. We have to tap our scrap gorger to make that happen, but saves are 4-2. We push in 9. Now they're down to 3, and we have 3 different lethal creatures on the board. If they have Emperor. Yep. So let's say even if they have Emperor, we still have a lethal creature on the board that they have to deal with afterwards. So yeah, good game. Fantastic. That's a trophy. That is a trophy right there. 7 wins. How about it? So yeah, I hope you have found this video helpful in becoming a better drafter of this set. I think throw this energy out the window and just go for the best mana cost to creature ratio with abilities. See what we get. Anything good? Blue Sun's Twilight's good. That's my first raptor. You can tell I don't play on Arena too much when that's my first raptor. I can't believe that's my first raptor right there. Flame Stoker. It's my first Curiosity. Skrell's Hive is good. Okay. This is all pretty junky so far. Double Skrell's Hive. Well, the packs are kind of disappointing, but oh well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.